Hello there and welcome to the Virgin Wines Wine Basics series, where we teach you how to store, taste and get the very best from the fantastic range of wines we have to offer. In this video, Dave Roberts is going to take us through one simple step that can help us improve the taste and experience of our wine: decanting.
Decanting is when you open a bottle of wine and you pour it into a larger vessel to get the wine into contact with oxygen. That vessel tends to be called a decanter. What you need to decant wine are one of two things really. You either have a traditional decanter, which looks a bit like this, or if you haven't got a decanter, then you can quite simply use a traditional jug. The idea when you're decanting wine is that you're bringing the wine into contact with oxygen, and what that does is it releases the flavours and the aromatics of the wine. Ultimately, you should enjoy the wine more. So all wines will benefit from being decanted, whether it's a wine that's cost you £7 or a wine that's cost you £70. The simple practice of decanting a wine will benefit the wine and ultimately make it more enjoyable for you to drink. Most of the wine we come into contact with on a day-to-day, weekly basis is intended to be drunk young, and something like the Piso Garnacha that we've got here is perfect for drinking in its youth. To get a bit more out of this wine, I would recommend that you decant it. It's not something that's stuffy. I think people think, they hear the term decanting and they think, oh, you know, it's a bit pretentious. However, if you've got a decanter, then you can just use that. If you haven't got a decanter, something like this jug that I've got here is absolutely perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to decant this. It's quite a simple process. It's nothing complicated about it. So we're going to say that we haven't got a decanter, and what we're going to use is just this jug. And you simply just pour it into the bottle like this. What you're doing is you're just trying to get the wine into contact with oxygen. If you're on your own at home or you've got a partner and you're quite comfortable, you can probably just serve yourself out of the jug. But if you've got guests around and you don't want to serve them out of that, then carefully funnel it back or pour it back into the bottle, and then you can serve it out of the bottle. What you've done is you've just got the wine into contact with oxygen very, very quickly. That simple oxygenation of the wine will mean that the aromatics are more and the flavours are more, and you'll just benefit from doing that simple process. Okay, the big difference between decanting young and old wines, it's not always the case, but the older the wine gets, they tend to have some sediment in the bottom of the bottle. So if you've got something like this wine here, which is from 2004, it's likely to have thrown a sediment. That's just a natural process, it's nothing to worry about, but it can be a bit unpleasant if you've got to the bottom of a bottle and you pour it in your glass and you get a load of bits in your mouth. It's not very pleasant. So decanting an older wine is something that is designed to remove those sediments from the bottle. So if you've got an older wine, first things first, stand it up for 24 hours before you have it. All that does means that if it has got any sediment in there, it's going to fall to the bottom of the glass, and it's going to be easier to remove that from the bottle through the decanting process. So we take our bottle. We're going to use a decanter for this because we're not going to be quite as aggressive with it, and we're going to be a little bit more gentle. And what you do is you tip it on its side like this, and you gently pour the wine into the bottle. You don't have to worry at the start because the sediment's obviously at the bottom of the bottle because we've stood it up for 24 hours. And you just keep pouring it until the wine is getting towards the bottom. And then what you do is you just keep an eye on the neck of the bottle, and hopefully, if there's got some sediment in it, you'll start to see the little bits of sediment catching on the neck of the bottle. And there we go. And unfortunately, you do have to kind of leave a little bit in the bottle like that, but you've got a perfectly decanted bottle of wine here, and you're not going to get any bits in your mouth. If you're decanting any wine, half an hour before you serve it's absolutely fine. With the more aggressive process that we use with the younger wine, you've got a load of oxygen in there really, really quickly. So that's just a method of being able to decant it quickly and be able to dive straight into it. An older wine will tend to be slightly more closed, so having 30 minutes in a decanter is absolutely perfect before you serve it. Oxygen is a wine's enemy until you open the bottle. Once you've opened a bottle, they become quite good mates for that period while the wine's open and you're drinking it. It's a simple reaction between oxygen and the fruit that you have in your wine bottle, in your decanter. jug and then in your glass. The reaction basically enables the wine to be more expressive, and by that I mean it smells more, it tastes more pronounced, and ultimately it's just more enjoyable.
And there you have it, decanting in a nutshell. Have you ever had a go at decanting before? Did it improve the experience you had? We'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. Hit that like button if you found this video helpful, and don't forget to subscribe or follow us so you don't miss another episode of the Virgin Wines Wine Basics series. If you want to learn more about the wonderful world of wine, visit our wine guide at www.virginwines.co.uk/wine-guide. And with that, we hope to see you in the next episode.